Spanish 2 video project by Andrea Escamilla. Regular preterite. The preterite tense is one of several past tense in Spanish, and it is used to describe actions completed at one point in the past or that lasted a specific amount of time in the past and are now completed. There are only two sets of endings for regular preterite verbs, one for AR verbs and one for ER and IR verbs. Simply remove the infinitive ending and add the correct preterite ending depending on who the subject of the action is. For AR verbs, it's haste, o, amos, aron. For ER and IR verbs, it's iste, io, imos, and eron. First and third person have accents that makes them different from present tense conjugations. Irregular. A number of verbs that are irregular in the preterite follow a particular pattern. Their stems change, but they all take the following endings: iste, o, imos, ieron. Notice that they are very similar to the regular preterite conjugations, except for the regular preterite conjugations have accent marks. For example, the infinitives andar, estar, and tener. Their stem change would be anduv, estuv, and tuv. An example with the pattern applied would be estar, and the stem change would be estuv. With the conjugation applied, it would be estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, and estuvieron. Gad, and zad verbs in the preterite. AR infinitives that end in gad, or zad have spelling changes in the yo conjugation. For gad, the C changes to QU before adding E, only in the yo conjugation. An example for gad would be buscar, to look for. Busqué, buscastes, buscó, buscamos, y buscaron. If C were not changed to QU before adding E, the C would make an S sound. For gad, the G changes to GU before adding E, only for the yo conjugation. An example for gad would be llegar, which means to arrive. Llegué, llegastes, llegó, llegamos, llegaron. If the G were not changed to GU before adding the preterite ending E, the G would make an H sound. For zad, the Z changes to C before adding E, only for the yo conjugation. An example for zad would be empiezar, which means to begin. Empiecé, empiezastes, empezó, empezamos, and empezaron. If Z were not changed to C before adding E, the Z would make a J or SH sound. Direct object pronouns, DOPs. Direct objects are nouns which receive the action of a verb in a sentence. DOPs replace that noun, just like personal pronouns replace the subject noun in a sentence. Direct object pronouns replace the direct object noun in a sentence, which can be a person or thing. For singular, it would be me, te, lo, la. For plural, it would be nos, os, los, or las. In affirmative sentences with one simple verb, the direct object pronoun comes before the verb. An example would be Katie threw the ball. Katie tiró la pelota. La pelota receives the action of tiró. La pelota is the DOP of the sentence. It is singular and feminine, and since it represents an object, it is in third person. You can replace it with the direct object pronoun la. So it would be Katie threw it. Katie la tiró. Another example would be the boys read lots of books. Los niños leen muchos libros. Muchos libros receives the action of leen. It is plural, masculine, and third person. It can be replaced with the DOP los. So it would be los niños los leen. The direct object of a sentence can also be a person. For example, they called us. Nos llamaron.